So I've got a presentation which I want to start with, and it's got a bunch of embedded videos, and it's just going to allow me to show you some of the things I shared yesterday and really get through quite a bit in terms of how we can use the CLA in a purposeful manner. And then to finish, it's great because we have the same demo group as yesterday. So what I'd like to do is come back to some of the concepts we looked at with dominoes, and the main intent of the practical session is going to see today if we really can start to see some effective solutions within dominoes emerging. So what I was doing last night after the practice, I was just thinking about some different constraint manipulations to try based on what we were seeing yesterday, and we're going to basically go through all of those. So while we wait for the presentation to get ready, I'll get straight into some warm-up stuff, and then when the presentation is good to go, the players will go and we'll just take a look at the presentation. Guys, come on out for me. So we're going to be one ball in a pair, and this first one, coaches, it's called Stay Alive. So again, this could be something immediately in a practice session I might begin with. Guys, you're going to find a space anywhere on the court in your pair, and you've got to imagine you have a small area to play in, a size of the center circle. Now, coaches, obviously, if you have a court with more lines, you can easily use those naturally. One player, your job, you guys can use this one, you've got to try and stay alive for 10 seconds inside the circle. Your job is you've got to try and force a steal or force him to go out of bounds. And that's it. 10 seconds you stay alive, and you can count it down as the handler, and then change roles every time. Go, play. You can go on the 3, no problem. One defender, 2 offense. Go here, in a 3. Okay, hold. So, guys, I've got to hear everyone's leadership voice counting. 10, 9. You get a point if you get down to 0 and you're still alive. Defense, if you get the deflection or you force them out, you get the point. Go. So, coaches, start thinking, how can we manipulate constraints? Hold. Change pairs. 5. Change pairs. 4, 3. Now, offense. You cannot turn your back to the defender. So we can't be a turtle and turn our back. So the whole time you've got to face them. If you turn your back, they automatically win. Go. Keep counting. Got to count down from 10, guys. Got to count from 10. Okay, hold. Excellent. So this would be my alternative to doing static ball handling on the spot. I never do 2-ball dribbling, tennis ball dribbling, static dribbling. I would immediately get to stuff like this and just manipulate constraints as we're going. Loads of different things we could do. Guys, we're going to be in groups of 4. So we got 2 players with a ball, 2 defenders. Now you are going to play in an area slightly bigger. So let's take the paint down here as an example. Oh, you need the ball too. So we got 2 ball handlers, 2 defenders. Defenders, you win if you get both of them out. You guys win if you stay alive for 10 seconds. Everyone find a space. You guys can play on this side, you guys right here. Yes. That's fine. You can have 3 handlers, 2 defenders. Doesn't matter. Go. Got to count. Let's make sure we count, guys. Okay, guys, hold. If I do not hear the offense count down from 10, the defense automatically wins. Change roles. 3, 2, 1, begin. Okay, hold. Now, I haven't got any cones here, which is a good thing, we could easily mark out some different playing spaces. And this is what I do in a practice. And what I would do is have different sized playing areas. And I'd constantly move the players in between these different shapes. So for instance, these guys might be playing within the paint. These guys might be in a really narrow rectangle. These guys might be in an L shape, and they might be in a zigzag shape. And they can only play in those boundaries. And the reason why, of course, is playing in different sized areas will lead to different solutions emerging. That's actually an idea I got from watching some martial arts, where a coach was using the CLA and practicing sparring in different spaces. So, on this note now, I want to improve the representativeness of this task a little bit. This, I would say, Alan spoke about the representative dial yesterday. 10 being most like the game, 1 the least. So for me, something like cone dribbling, static dribbling would be a 1. I would never live in the 1. I would live between like a 3 and a 7, especially when it comes to ball handling. Ball handling, the job is obviously, we're never just going to be dribbling on the spot unless we're trying to delay or something like that in a game situation. We're going to be trying to advance the ball using the dribble to create a pass, getting the better spacing for a finish. So something I call this traffic grid. So it's really simple. Guys, you're going to be playing in between the sideline and the lane line. Offense, you're going to be right here starting on the baseline. Defense, begin wherever you want. Sorry, on the sideline, my bad. Right here, buddy. You guys will go at the same time in your groups. If you go out of bounds or the defense gets the ball, they get a point. If you guys are able to complete 1 trip to the sideline, you get a point. And I would use bursts, so I'd be timing, and it's continuous for 30 seconds. So 30 seconds, always offense, always defense. As many trips as you complete, you get 1 every time. If you do not say your score, it doesn't count. You guys, we're just going to make this a little bit easier. It will be a 3-on-3 down there. So 3 handlers, 3 defenders. And then with whoever's left, you guys will play in the middle, in between the 3-point line to the 3-point line. You got 5 seconds. Get ready. 5, 4. If you got the ball on the sideline, 3, 2, 1, begin. You got to get there to get 1. Yep. Guys, you got right here to the sideline. 3-throw line extended to the sideline. Go. Keep going. Come on. Keep dribbling. Keep dribbling. And hold. And hold. Coaches, how could we manipulate constraints? I want to come to the Finnish contingent. I got a lot of respect for Finnish basketball. And I think it says a lot that all of you are here as the only country in the Nordics to have the whole staff. How could we change constraints here? Anyone got any ideas? Perfect. Great example. We could use 1 hand and we could heavily constrain for short doses. I think that's great. Similar to what Alan spoke about the meta stability. I love doing a lot of different 1-on-2s and things like that. And similar to watching Joe's stuff yesterday with a 1-on-2, that when he showed, advancing the ball, that is an awesome handling activity. To get the challenge point just right for this age group, we could do something in that 1-on-2 where 1 defender can use their hands and maybe 1 defender has 1 hand. Just so the challenge is just right. Another one could be adding a time constraint to this. So now, guys, it's going to be the same game. You're going to change roles, but you only have 6 seconds to complete the trip. If you're not able to complete the trip in 6 seconds, it's over, and you've got to reset and go back to a side, carry the ball. Only 6 seconds. Defense, do whatever you want. You can double team, triple team, anything you want. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, out of bounds. Out of bounds. You got 3-throw line extended. Keep going, keep going. Out of bounds, Nassim. Out of bounds. And keep going. They're not watching. Okay, hold. So, great question. And this is something that's been really cool. Just throughout today and yesterday, the kids have been asking me loads of questions. And especially when it's like an odd number, Like when we did shield tag and they had 4 players, and they're like, oh, I haven't got a 3rd player. To figure it out. And the more we use this approach, the less those questions will emerge because they're figuring it out. And what did you say? You said, I haven't got a defender on me. So the defenders were obviously not attuned to the fact that you were in there and you were an uneven number. And they were always playing on the same matchup. So that's where, I could alert that to their attention. I could use a question to make them aware. But I think that's a great example of early on when you're using the CLA, things like that will happen. And it's very, very normal. Now, last one on this, guys. Instead of a time constraint, now I'm just going to give you a dribble limit. And I just want to see if some different dribbling solutions emerge. So now you have a maximum of 5 dribbles to get your trip completed. 5 dribbles, that's it. Defenders, make sure you're playing against different people. You don't need to be guarding the same guy the whole time. You can trap, play together. 5 dribble limit each time. Go! 2. Excellent, Nassim. So now what we're seeing, coaches, are some push-out dribbles. They're gaining more separation. Okay, hold. Coaches, what's one thing I could have done more to maybe shape some more diverse solutions emerging within this? One constraint category that I need to do a better job manipulating, which I haven't done over the last 5 minutes. Any ideas? What have I not done enough over the last few minutes? Time, I wouldn't say, I think time's been okay, but good suggestion. I haven't been changing them around enough. I haven't been respecting the role of individual constraints. So that's where what I had this year is, again, the other job of one of my assistants was to help remind me, because I got so caught up sometimes watching the behaviors of the players, trying to identify rate limiters, like Joe spoke about, that sometimes I would forget. So again, one assistant coach, their job can just be constantly reminding you to move around.